Hello Scorpio, this is going to be your tower reading. I discussed in some other videos some other channels that I thought would be helpful. I believe that was the Leo tower reading. And some other things that go on with me. I know people are always excited to talk to me about my audio and how they think they can address that. So I did get into some of those things on the Leo video. If you just wanted to take a look at that intro, it's maybe a minute long. I try not to talk too long in the beginning of my videos. So there was a little bit of information there. So we're going to do a different reading today. This is a little bit of guidance. Please excuse the makeup swatches on my hands. We're all living our best lives outside of videos on the channel. So Scorpio, we're going to see what the cards have to say for you. If anybody knows of a deck that's smaller than the traditional one more for Scorpio. The traditional decks, and this one is just the Rider-Waite that we've all seen. If anybody knows of a small deck, I would love to hear about it, because my hands are so small. And Scorpio, there are a few extra for you over here. We'll just put them to the side. That I really have so much trouble shuffling. I watch these other readers, and they are so fast when they shuffle. It's unreal, and no matter how I try to do it... Oh, Scorpio, I can't get you... Scorpio, we're having some trouble. Our lives are a little messy right now. No judgment. So if anyone knows a really small deck, I have one here. It's a little tea deck, and I love it because it's so teeny tiny. Okay, Scorpio. What is no longer true for you? Your world. Feeling a little unstable right now. That's fine. It's, I mentioned on the previous video for Virgo, there's a lot of energy right now for happening with Mercury. And spring is also coming next month. So I think in your case, for a lot of different reasons, everything feels extremely tumultuous. And I can see some other cards here that looks like there are some things going on in your world in terms of, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Some offers coming in. The bottom of the deck was the Knight of Pentacles. Some offers may be coming in that are unsettling with you. Also, you could be dealing with some Leo energy, some Taurus energy, some Aquarius energy. And you might also be feeling like things aren't going anywhere, like you're just stuck and things aren't moving for you. Now, this is a little bit of a contradictory thing. This card normally would talk about what is waking you up out of a situation, but this is the Devil card. So Scorpios they can be just super fiery, so sometimes they like this energy. They might thrive in energy, lusty energy, energy to do with temptation. Sometimes they will use this energy because they feel like it will push them out of a drag. They feel like it will push them out of boredom. They feel like if they're stagnant and they kind of go have some wild affair, or now I'm not saying that this is a third party. I'm just saying they can be single and just go have a fast fling. They feel like this will move them out of that stagnant, energy. So I think for some of you, you're trying to use this energy to push you out of things. You may even be drinking a little too much or things like that, but it's not working. It's actually setting you further back. This card talks about what we think is working in, the third dimension, and in fact, it's not. I think, again, this is almost like a crystal ball mentality with these cards being next to each other like this. I think the more you get into this lusty energy, and it's keeping you on a high, Scorpio. I think it's keeping you on a high that really isn't there. You may be hooking up with people and things like that, and it's making you feel like you're getting out of that energy. It may make you feel like you're really like, oh, I hooked up with a hot person last night. Yay! I'm in my best state, or I got somebody to come home with me. I feel powerful, but you're not really here, because you're not solving the root of the problem that got you there in the first place. So here we go, more to the root of the problem. What do you need to release? This to me is the crying over spilt milk card, or the everybody wants what they can't have, or they're focusing on what they cannot have card. We need to get out of this energy. Really need to bring ourselves back to the reason these things ended in the first place. And I think you are telling yourself that you are, Scorpio, but you have not. You haven't done this. So we need to make sure that we are, in fact, doing this. New possibility forming. I think you are getting dangerously close to burning a bridge. I think the attitude that you have right now, which you think is okay, I think it's a little too cavalier. I think that you're kind of acting like, I don't care, I'm over things, everything is great. I think you're about to say or do that to the wrong person. I think you're acting a little too edgy for your own good, and I think this is about to backfire. So the possibility that's coming is that you will burn a bridge that you need, and I don't think you want that. So I would just slow down a little bit on who you're acting that way with. How can... This talks about divine inspiration. I think you want to get back into this energy versus this energy. This energy, just look at this guy is very he's like a bratty, nasty, kind of person. This is king energy. This is like a street tough. He's just kind of like, screaming at people in the street, chasing them away. This is apples and oranges. So I think you need to get back here. You know what I mean? With the way you're talking with people, dealing with people. But I want to tell you something, Scorpio. People are highly, highly intuitive. They can tell a fake. So if you're just trying to be this, but inside you feel like this, they'll know and they'll run. So you really have to try to feel this way genuinely when you're speaking to people. You really have to try to get right inside and feel compassionate with people. And that's what a king is, somebody who's compassionate with people. This card will talk about getting rid of what you don't need. Again, here we are again. Focusing on what you don't have. This card talks about being bored when the option that you need is right in front of you. This talks about, spilt milk, and it's the same, everybody wanting what they can't have. I think getting over this thing about wanting what you can't have, Scorpio, is the problem here. So don't worry about this thing that you can't have right now. I think you need to get on a new path somehow, or be content with the path you are on. And that brings us to what risk you should take. This card talks about just staying where you are, which is hard for a Scorpio. They like to move. But I think right now, staying where you are, which for you might feel risky because you're not planning the next thing. Let's see what these other cards were, because there were 3, and this card typically is an 8-card spread. A lot of swords. So again, Scorpio, I think something really came up with you. It was just a lot of anxiety, a lot of overkill. What do we have here? Oh, I see. Okay. So you really felt taken advantage of, Scorpio. You really felt like somebody really took advantage of your good nature and left you here. Okay, so this is where you were left. But again, just stay where you are. There's no point in acting like this, because you will burn a necessary bridge, and we don't want that either. So for you, the risk, which I know it will feel counterintuitive, just stay where you are and try to be compassionate, not necessarily to the person who did this, but and try to stay away from this. Try to stay away from this, because it won't clear your mind at all. And there will be other things coming for you down the line. All right, Scorpio, so that is where we are. Thanks for sitting with me for a while. Take care.